What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Same Difference podcast.
Is this thing on?
Hello, friends. Happy New Year.
Hello, Happy New Year.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Feeling great
It's
on
good to see you in 2024.
I know. Last time I saw you, it was 2023.
It was indeed.
I ain't seen you
Yeah.
since last year.
Pull your mic closer. Is it far away from you?
It is far away from me. I just realized that. I did a little switcheroo of my laptop so the light can face me and I look a lot better.
Okay.
Or not better, but there's no glare. Like if I chose to wear glasses or something.
Okay. Excuse me. Well,
Here we
this is
go.
our first.
Boom.
This is our first episode of 2024, and I'm really excited to kind of do a repeat of what we did last year when we went into the new year, which was our 2020. We did our 2023 best moments, top 3 moments of 2023, and then 2024. No, we did our top 3 moments of 2022 and our goals for 2023.
Yes.
So I am excited to talk about that, child, because when I went back and I listened to that episode, I'm like, oh, she's so cute. Look at all the things she said she's gonna do in 2023.
I know. You said you wanted to get outside more.
I did say I wanted to get outside more.
And you did. You did.
I didn't go full force, but I went, I didn't do 0 to 100, but I definitely did 0 to 60, I would say.
I think that's good.
And I think it's good too. And I already can see myself trying to get out more now that I'm in a new city. I'm in Orlando now. I've already tried to. This past weekend was like my first weekend trying to I guess this is the first weekend of the new year. But I did try to, do some moving around this past weekend. Last weekend, I was sick with COVID. So I wasn't able to do anything for going out for New Year's Day or any of that, which New Year's Day isn't usually a day that I like to go out, or New Year's Eve it isn't a night that I usually like to go out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. What about you? How did you bring in your New Year?
At home on my couch.
Okay.
I wanted to go out and do something, but it started snowing and I just couldn't really, find anybody to link up with. And so me and a friend of mine who didn't have plans to go out New Year's Eve either decided to do a New Year's Day brunch.
Okay.
So we did that instead. So what's funny is I had got a little wine and a charcuterie board, and I was going to have a cute little New Year's Eve at home. Girl, I was on that couch. I fell asleep. I woke up at 10:45 did I miss the New Year? I missed the countdown. I didn't miss it. So then I was just
So you want the charcuterie board was prepackaged, or you were gonna make it yourself?
The cheese was packaged, but I, put the cheese and the meat and everything on a little plate and stuff.
Where you get that from? That sounds cute.
The Jules.
I don't know her.
Jewel Osco. They call it Jules out here, but it's just a grocery store. So I got some prosciutto and some pepper jack cheddar, and what was the?
Because that sounds like something I would like to do when I just chilling at the house watching a movie with a little wine.
Yeah, that was the vibe. I watched movies all day. I turned on the New Year's Rockin' Eve and was watching people perform. And then after a while, I was like, okay, 12 o'clock need to come on because I'm tired. Girl, I closed.
12 o'clock need to come on.
They do. I closed my eyes for 30 minutes. And then by 11:30, I was like, okay, get up, get your little bottle of Prosecco so you can have something sparkling. And then that was it. And then
once you woke up at 10:45, were you able to stay up for the New Year, for the ball drop?
I went back to sleep maybe 13 to 15 minutes later. And then I got up again at 11:30. Because I was just, I was calling it. I'll be in bed and sleep and gone with the wind. You try to call me at 11 o'clock. It's not a return to sender. I mean, I'll talk to you in the morning. I'll talk to you in the morning.
I get it, friend. I thought I was going to go out last night. I had gone out earlier in the day, ran a couple errands, and then really I just was riding around, like looking at different areas. But then I wanted to go. I was trying to kill time because the sushi place that I wanted to try didn't open until 4:30. So
Mm.
when I finally went there and ate my sushi and watched some TikTok while I was sitting at the bar having some wine, and I was like, you know what? It was this event that I knew that was going on last night, and I said I'm gonna go home and kind of just rest a little bit, and then get myself together and go on out there tonight.
Didn't even go. You make
Baby, 9:30. I woke up at 9:30. I said, it's late.
it.
I don't know if you've seen that trend on TikTok where people are like, they pick something that they are. Like I saw one that like this guy was like, I'm a bald head daddy. Of course I'm gonna give my daughter money every time she called and asked for it. Or um, I'm a single mom. Of course I'm gonna let somebody watch my kids and then miss them the whole time they're gone. Or have you
No,
seen
I
that
haven't seen
trend?
that.
Yeah, so I didn't make it a video, but I put it on my story. I'm 37. Of course, I'm not going out at 11 o'clock at night. Mm-mm. It's not
Hell
gonna
no.
happen. Mm-mm.
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
I'm in the house. If I'm not
Mm-hmm.
outside before 10 o'clock, I'm not outside.
9 o'clock for me, because really, like, I just can't do it no more, friend. Call me a auntie, call me whatever you wish. I just don't. I need to. I don't mind being out late if I'm already out there and a good time is being had. But for me to be leaving out at a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
mm-mm, can't
Mm.
do it. Can't do it at all. So.
I'm with you there.
Okay, so let's get started with the 2023, my top three moments of 2023.
Okay.
Now, in last year's episode, I said that I could only think of two.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, I feel like I'm stuck at two.
Oh
I, I'm, a,
goodness.
I'm, a, I'm gonna use the third one, but the third one is a bit convoluted. So, my first top moment. Excuse me, y'all. Forgive me. I'm gonna mute my mic the next time I need to cough because I'm just still trying to clear this congestion from Kovisha that she left me with.
Kobe.
Um, well, that's what I be calling it because certain words you don't want to say on social media because they'll shadow ban you and stuff. So when I've been talking about it
Mm.
on TikTok, I've been referring to her as Kovisha.
Mm.
Okay, first top moment of 2023 for me was being flued out first class for what second date. It
Mm-hmm.
was March. Y'all know in February of last year, Pasha and I were on a podcast talking about, dating, and I had got on a dating app at the beginning of the year, and then I said, "Oh, February at the end, I'm done with the dating app, and I'm just gonna, try to meet people." And then as soon as Pasha came to Orlando, I met somebody.
When I came to
And so yeah,
Atlanta,
in
I
the Atlantis, which that reminds me, I wanted to talk to you about us going back to Atlanta once a year. If you're going to be there for a work trip, just let me know and I'll meet you there.
hell yeah. You know how much I love
But yeah,
Atlanta.
that was my first top moment. I got flew out first class to Orlando to go on a date with this guy that I had met in Atlanta the week before. We had gone on a first date in the middle of the week to this nice restaurant in Atlanta. And then that weekend, I came to Orlando and we stayed at the Ritz Carlton Resort. We hung out by the pool and we had drinks and we got in the lazy river and we went to dinner. We went to, two different lounges, a hookah spot. It was just a very nice time. He was a very nice man. And I had a very fun dating adventure with him.
Nice.
That was my first top moment. Second top moment came in the summer when I got invited by TikTok to come to their headquarters in Chicago. Double good moment there because I got to stay with my good girl and she got to take me around Chicago a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, just to think of me being invited to TikTok.
That was
Who are
cool.
you, girl?
That was really
What's going
cool. Like, come
on?
on, influencer.
Yeah, y'all know I had kind of started to build some momentum on TikTok like late springish. Um so just to get recognized for that and to be able to go to TikTok and go to the headquarters and that whole experience,
Mhm.
definitely top two moment.
Awesome sauce.
And then I'm gonna say my third top moment was this is why I say it's convoluted. Leaving Atlanta and moving to Florida. Um, I've been in Atlanta for 6 years. I really loved Atlanta. When I moved there, I was 30. Who I am, or who I was at 36 when I left, was just a totally different girl. I mean,
Mhm.
night and day. And so, for what I know Atlanta to be and what I enjoy about Atlanta, it just didn't serve me at 36 the way it did when I was 30.
Yeah.
So I left Atlanta and I moved to Florida and I moved to Tampa, and I was in Tampa for about 3 months. First of all, I was in Tampa for about 2 months when I decided that I wasn't going to renew my lease. I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but I know I told Pasha, like, yeah, I'm not renewing. 2 months, y'all. I had only been there for 2 months. It just didn't, I just could tell it just wasn't where I would want to stay long term.
Mhm.
And what's funny when I think back is, out of all the places that I've moved, when I left my hometown of Richmond, Virginia, when I went to Cleveland, when I went to Atlanta, those are places that I had been before, visited before, hung out before, spent a significant amount of time in. And that's really what drew me to knowing I would want to be in those cities. I had never been to Tampa in my life.
Mhm.
What was I thinking? That's another story for another day.
Mm.
Actually, it's a story for today,
Mm.
because I just told y'all my first moment, top moment of 2023, was being flued out to go on that second date with that man. Well, that man lived in Orlando, and I did not want the perception to be that I was moving to Orlando to be up under that man, because that just wasn't the case. In fact, when I decided where I was going to move, or when I was going through the process, him and I weren't even speaking at the time. We did end up speaking like right before I moved and kind of reconnecting, but we weren't even speaking at the time. But I just didn't want the optics to be that,
Mm.
which was the dumbest decision that I could have made, because then I ended up in Tampa, in a city that I didn't care for. And then I had to like break my lease, move to Orlando, which is where I'm at now. So the third top moment was definitely leaving Atlanta, moving to Florida. And after being in Tampa for about 3.5 months, I moved to Orlando, which is where I am at now. I'll leave the rest for another day. Passion knows what's going on.
Mhm.
I'm not moving from Orlando. I'm staying in Orlando, but where I live is probably going to be changing very soon here. But those were my top three moments of the year.
Oh
I'm
my
very
goodness.
excited to relive them on the podcast with you guys. Hmm.
You're funny. So top moments of 2023 for me. Uh I wouldn't say that this was a top moment, but it resulted in extra money, which is always nice.
Hmm.
In April of 2023, we had a huge number of people at my company leave, which kind of, oh, is your water bowl empty? Is that why you're looking at me? Um, I'll get you some water. So a bunch of people left our company, effectively trying to dismantle our reinsurance division.
Hmm.
And when things like that happen, the like HR and compensation team have to figure out a way to keep the people from leaving.
Hmm. The
Uh,
rest of the people who are left.
yes, I was one of the
Hmm.
people that was left. And I've spoken ad nauseum about my work experience and how I has had worked under management that was not supportive of me, did not was not inclusive. You know, they people like to say, "Oh, he's part of the good old boys club." Yeah, and blacks aren't allowed. So he there was no desire on his part to even have a good working relationship with me. And
Mm.
I have an update for you on that situation too, because y'all
Okay.
don't like ugly. Um,
Okay.
so anyway, I got a 10% bump in my salary and a redacted $1,000 bonus to stay. So that was very, very nice for me. Coming
Good
out,
for you, friend.
going into the second quarter of 2023. The second moment for me, I would have to say, was um, I'm gonna go with four. The second moment for me was going to Beyonce with my mom.
Okay.
It was the last show, which is like, the Beehive, they were always going to hashtag and turn something into like something Beyonce does very significant. It's the last show, it's in Kansas City. It was cheap to go, the seats were great. My mom and I used to live there when I was a child. So it
Mm.
was really nice to have this full circle moment where I could take her on a little trip and treat her to, a nice hotel downtown, good eats, good drinks, and Beyonce, who she had never seen in
Wow.
concert
Oh, how
before.
sweet, Pasha.
I love that. It was fun. Then I went on a cruise with my family. Wonderful. Absolute I mean, the best time. I was cracking up when I was listening to last year's recap because you said, "I was on a 4-day cruise and,
Mhm.
I kinda wanted to get it over with," and then I was like, "Shoot, I need 2 or 3 more days."
Mhm.
And I was
Mhm.
laughing because when I figured out we were going on a 6-day cruise, I was like, "Oh my god, that's kinda long." It went by so fast, and I enjoyed every single day of it. Every
How
single
did
day
you
of
like the
it.
food?
The food was bomb.
Okay.
I have
Just
no
having
complaints.
access to food all day long and it was good
Good
food was
food.
like, woo.
I I had to keep it cute and make sure that my breakfast was light and incorporated a lot of fruit. Every time I had dinner, I had a salad or a vegetable.
Okay.
I made sure I was outside active when the ship would like dock or whatever so I could like burn off these calories cuz I'm trying to wear a
Mhm.
little swimsuit and look like something. I can't be full.
Mhm.
So I really love that. And then I would have to say the fourth moment was going to Napa Valley in
Okay.
California. That was kind of a bucket list item for me. It was something I'd always wanted to do, and I had a
We talked
client.
about that on last year's episode too. When I said, "Oh, I want to go to cities, just random cities, Salt Lake and San Fran," and you said, "I want to go to Napa Valley, the wine country."
And I did
And you
it,
did that, friend.
and I
You
did it.
did
So
that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, those were my top 4 moments. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, hopefully, when I tell y'all what my 2024 goals is, I can speak them into existence like Pasha did, particularly that wine country. It's so funny to listen back and look back at what my 2023 goals were, and then now to look back and see how 2023 went. And let me just tell y'all, she chewed me up good and spit me out. Okay. And I feel like the beginning of 2024 is 2023 2.0, but we
Oh
move.
no.
So I have some goals for 2024. I would say my top goal for 2024 is to become a full-time influencer. It is just even wild for me to say that because I never sought out to be an influencer. It kind of fell in my lap, and now that I've kind of grown this community and I have the momentum going, I want to like grab it by the horns and I want to make her my bitch. I want
Mhm.
to be getting paid to be myself.
Mhm.
One of my mid-year goals is to build my community, my following on TikTok to 100K. So I have about 39K to go. Being that I grew my following about 53,000 followers in 9 months on TikTok last year, I think that's absolutely, totally, 100% doable for me to get to 100K by June of 2024. So that's my first goal. Um, I would say I don't know if well no we'll make it separately. My second goal of 2024 is to well I wouldn't say that's a goal, but my second goal of 2024 is I really want to be full-time content creator, and 100K followers is separate from me wanting to um work with certain brands. So I really want to be known as the girl that does this, that, that. I don't like to box myself down into one niche and only do one thing because I just feel like we're just so encompassing of so many talents and abilities. But one thing that I do want to tap into is I have grown a love for skincare that I want to be able to work with big brands that I use and enjoy and encourage other people to use, like Elf.
Mhm.
I love Elf products, skincare products specifically, because Elf is all encompassing of beauty, skin,
Mhm.
makeup. But I
Products.
really want to work with. I really want to do a big deal Elf skin campaign, and I also want to work with maybe a higher end brand that is in somewhere like Sephora. I don't know if I want it to be Caudalie necessarily, although that is one of my favorites. But for my face to be on a campaign that's inside of Sephora is one of my goals for 2024.
Oh wow, okay.
Um, I would say the third thing is, see, that's why I just get stuck at two. I don't know why I can't never come up with a third one. This was one of my goals for 2023, but we're just going to have to repurpose her and add her to the list for 2024, and that is um, financial freedom.
Mm-hmm.
The end of 2023, I had made a couple of videos on TikTok where I was talking about I want to be less fiscally responsible, and I don't want to be paying all these extra unnecessary bills. And while I still feel like that, really what it is I want to be able to move through life with a lot more ease.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say what you want to say, but being able to move through life with ease requires some funds.
Yep. Got to have some
So we want to
capital.
get the funds. We want to get to the funds to a point where we move through life with ease. And move through life with ease for me isn't being able to buy all of these high end designer this and that and the third. It's just being able to comfortably like pay the bills that I absolutely have to pay. We all gotta live, nothing is free. Continuing to try to pay down my school debt, just roll my eyes every time I think about it, because the fact that I even have school debt just irritate the hell out of me. um but just being able to just move through life with a little bit more ease and having some more financial freedom, that I didn't get the complete gist of in 2023, because she, like I say, the girl was chewing me up, spitting me out.
It was funny.
So those are my 2024 goals.
My 2024 goals, definitely want to stay on top of my fashion content creation, grow my following. I have 262 followers. Um,
On
I
TikTok, but you have more than that on Instagram.
Oh, but like 1,000. So, but I haven't done anything that to go viral. So, I haven't done anything to go viral. What that would like just increase my following in a major way. That's usually how that happens, and then you are able to build on that momentum when you get like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, there's 10,000 of you here. Okay. So I just I'm just I'm all about consistency and just nailing down my videos, making them, posting them. And hopefully I can like get some invites to Fashion Week in September if I stay consistent
Period.
enough and, build
Yes.
community and a following and, maybe put on that one great outfit and they're like, oh my God. And then it just kind of boop, boop. My follower count, I like watching it like slowly build on TikTok. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, people are paying attention. They want to follow. They want to see what's up.
I
But
really love that. I love that for you, friend, because when the fashion shows were going on this past fall, a lot of the people that I saw were influencers.
yep.
DeAndre Brown and Malik McIntyre, like they were the people that I've been watching on TikTok, and they are getting the invites. So yes to
Mhm.
passion getting the fashion week invites in 2024. Yes, I'm
I,
rooting for you, friend.
I like following Janae Naylor and Any
Okay.
Given Sunday. I like her.
I do like, and we talked about any last
Mhm.
year when her job had let her go. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so that's I don't want my job to let me go, but if it's gonna result in like that, like that's a situation you want to avoid. But that person, whoever reported her, did that out of jealousy. It wasn't,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like she was doing anything bad, and they were like,
Right. Right.
oh yeah, they were hating on her, and I think
Mm-hmm.
as a result, her following was like, oh what the hell, and then people hear the story, and then she's
Mm-hmm.
able to kind of like live this influencer life now, which is great. I like my job. I like my career. I like having my a consistent, steady income. So I'm just gonna, if I'm building this from the ground up from scratch and I have to work while I'm doing it,
Yep.
I'm fine with that. But the
Yep.
ultimate goal is to hopefully, build some momentum, build a nice following, make some connections, and hopefully find my way at Fashion Week in September. I've been before. I've been twice before, in my 20s. And I don't know, like I was just so ambitious and just so determined
Mm-hmm.
and just I don't know what it was that had me like, I want to go to Fashion Week, and then my ass was there. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the goal for me. I want to talk to my grandparents every other Sunday, stay in touch with them.
Okay.
They're getting older. When we get together for holidays and stuff, it's just kind of like, oh, we're all spread out.
Mm,
My stepdad's mom is in like a home, and they live in Wisconsin, and so the home she lives in is like in a real rural part of town, and
mm.
it's just like it's just
Does
such a
she stay with
living
family or is like a nursing home or
it's like a nursing
assisted
home. She
living?
has
Okay.
muscular dystrophy, so she
Okay.
can't really like walk anymore, but she's
Okay.
in a wheelchair. And yeah, like she's gotten COVID like 3 times since she's been in there, and
Yeah.
I don't like the facility. I don't like that they live so far away and they're old.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
why you guys are in a little town in Wisconsin, and like that's where they both were born and raised, and obviously they wanted to retire there. But I think when your children live in Omaha and Kansas, and you guys are getting older, I would have liked for them to make a different decision, maybe move somewhere closer where we can get to them,
Mhm.
um, and maybe monitor my grandma a little bit better than I feel like the facility is. But
Mhm. Yeah, for her to have gotten COVID 3 times, I mean,
yeah,
is it really safe?
right. So that's a I don't know if that's a goal, but more or less just something I want to work on. But as far as like having financial freedom, I definitely have some credit card debt that I want to get rid of. I think it'll be easy peasy as long as I'm focused.
Mhm.
And Ginger Z, she's the weather girl on Good Morning America. She's been doing a challenge called No New Clothes, and she's
Mm.
making it a point to wear her clothes and kind of cycle through her wardrobe without buying stuff. And I really really like that, because when I'm getting dressed, I'm always thinking to myself, like, you need to wear your clothes. Wear your clothes.
Okay.
You're always buying stuff. You don't need to buy nothing. Wear your clothes. You have
So
so
where
many.
is this challenge going? Is this challenge on TikTok?
It's on Instagram. I saw it on
Okay.
Instagram. I saw it on
Okay.
Instagram. And so what she does is she'll like post her outfit and be like, no new clothes. This is what I have on. And she has a stylist, of course, but so they're working hand in hand. But I really like that
How
idea.
long is she doing this? How long is the challenge supposed to last?
I'm thinking she's gonna do. I mean, for the whole year.
Wow.
I didn't read. I saw one post, and then I saw her hashtag, and I was like, I like that. I like that a lot. No new clothes.
Mhm.
Or no, let me go to Ginger Z and see. I love her. I think she's super cute. Oh wait, entering month 19 of no new clothes. So she's been doing this for a while.
Month 19. Oh, she had a lot of clothes to start with too.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
you can do this for that long.
so what she was doing was, I'm gonna watch it again. Hold on. Number one, shop my own closet. Number two, supplement with rentals. So stuff that's gifted to her. Three, buy secondhand only.
Mm.
No new clothes. She said, keeping the no new clothes challenge going in 2024. Want to join me? It's so easy and has big impacts. So
Mm.
I think I'm gonna give that a whirl and see if I can literally go the rest of the year without buying any
I
clothing.
bet if you did that, I bet it would be super, like you said, easy peasy to pay your credit card debt down.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Mhm.
So those are some things that are going hand in hand, just because I don't know I don't know what I was thinking or how I was feeling, but I was just like, you have a lot of shit and you need to use it. So,
I feel like the way that you've done your closet too makes it easier to see
mhm.
everything too. You know?
Oh yeah, I got dressed for a lunch date yesterday, and I wore a shirt that I had bought at Zara a long time ago that I never wore. And then I wore a cute little sweater that I had bought recently, some jeans, and then I threw on some pink heels because the sweater had different like threads of color, and I chose pink. Haven't worn them heels in ages. Kind of like
Mm.
I could get rid of them. I don't really need them. I haven't worn them. Like they're a little, they're a little dusty. You can get rid of them, and I wore them. I wore them, and my outfit was cute, and I was like, "This is what I'm talking about. Wear your clothes." Um,
Mhm.
I have some perfume that's probably got like this much in it. Let's use
Mm.
that up. Let's use that up. Get that bottle out of here, because I have a ton of perfume. So one of my goals is to not buy anything new and to use up my beauty products, my hair, all my hair
Okay.
stuff that I've collected. Even if it's not the best hair care product, I'm gonna use that shit. I'm gonna use the
Okay.
shampoo. I'm gonna use a good, conditioner. I have a good system for when I want to like wear my curls, and the
Mhm.
oil that works best when I want to fluff it out and everything. So I'm gonna be using up shit in
Okay.
2024.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, the way that I plan to, like, you how you were saying, if you do the no new clothes, it'll be easy to pay down credit card debt. Like, how am I gonna grow my following by 39,000 people within the next 5 to 6 months? Me being consistent. Me,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't all the time be consistent on TikTok because I just be having stuff going on. Like, I got stuff going on right now with my apartment, and so it makes it difficult when I got stuff going on, when basically life is lifing. And when I get that little moment of time to myself to just decompress, take a breath, and just scroll and like give myself a mental break, when I could literally be doing something, even if it's something small. I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gotta make an 8 minute video every time I want to get on TikTok. I could
Right.
just get on there and, like, throw up my thoughts on the mic, and it might be 30 seconds, but it's something. So that's what my plan is, to grow my following. And I do have to focus on, like, I want to figure out excuse me, I do have a skin talk series that's coming out where I talk about not telling people buy this particular product, because I think that is doesn't really help people when they're trying to get their skin to where they want their skin to be, because our skin is so different. Some
Mm-hmm.
people got oily skin, combination skin, dry skin, sensitive skin, acne prone skin. So I could tell you all the products that I use, but if me and you don't have the same type of skin, me telling you to buy X certain product doesn't make sense. So my skin
Mm-hmm.
talk series teaches you about the actual ingredients, those active ingredients in skincare products that are best for your skin type. So when you go to Target, you know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a brand that you want to try, let's say you want to try La Roche Posay, okay, you're looking for the La Roche
I
Posay
love
that
La
has
Roche
this.
Posay.
Or if you, I recently started using the La Roche Posay product. The product is the moisturizer, and it has SPF 30, which
That's the SPF I use.
perfect,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. Um, or if you have acne prone skin or whatever the case may be. So I'm teaching you about hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, ceramides, peptides, glycolic acid, salicylic acid, all of the differences. So again, when you go to Sephora, Target, Ulta, whatever, you know what you are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I
but
like
yeah,
that.
that's kind of how I'm planning to grow and build in 2024 on social media. I see a lot of people talking about growing their Instagram too, and I'm still trying to understand it. I don't know, Pasha. I just Instagram lost me. She
Yeah.
lost me. And me and one of my friends were talking about this the other day. I just feel like posting on Instagram feels embarrassing for me. Like, what are you? You're
Why?
posting on Instagram? It feels like, what are you doing?
There's still
I don't know.
community over there.
It's what?
There's still community over there. It may not be community for you, but it is for a lot of other
And I think
people.
that's the thing. I never built a community on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. I have people that follow me. Like, I got 7,000 some followers, but that's not a community. Those just people, I feel like they just be looking, you know? They just be looking. They ain't gonna like nothing. They ain't gonna double tap. They not none of that. They just looking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know. I know you
Interesting.
post on both platforms,
I
and it
post
seems
on
like
both.
it works well for you.
I post
But
them both to see like where my video is going to hit the most, and it's always it's one day it hits on TikTok, and I can post the same video, it don't hit on Instagram, and then I can post a video on Instagram and it hits, and it don't hit on TikTok. It's the most bizarre thing, and so for me, I'm like, just
hmm.
post and go, just post and go, because I'm still because if I get if I get super caught up on what time I post and what day I post and when, like, then I'm just never gonna
I
post.
don't do that.
And like
Yeah.
I want an invite. I want Michael Kors to invite me to his show so I can wear a cute outfit. I'll do a get ready with me with the outfit, go to the show. I want to go to a Laquan Smith show. I want to do
Okay.
that. I want to do New York Fashion Week. Like, I think I have a good sense of style. I think I can even I can even feel myself doing, being a little bit risky, and, you know,
Hmm.
you know, I get really caught up in, okay, well, I kind of want to have this aesthetic. And it's like, no,
Hmm.
you like color, you like fluffy things, you like a big blue hat, you like a big blue bag, you like an orange purse, you like a pink
Hmm.
shoe. What's
Mhm.
wrong with that? But
Mhm.
I also very much love all black. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
hold you. I
Mhm.
love an all black outfit. I like simple, clean lines. And
Mhm.
instead of thinking so much about, is this outfit the shit and is the girls gonna like it? I see a lot of people do get ready with me's and they're not wearing anything that's spectacular. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I'm focusing on just getting dressed and enjoying the process, posting and going. And when things start to, happen, it's because an opportunity happens when luck and preparation meet. So that's kind of, I just want to stay prepared and get lucky, and then there's
Okay.
an
Okay.
opportunity. So
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Sounds good. Well, let me tell you somebody who, when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. I don't know if he was ready, but it was ready for him. This interview that Shannon Sharp had, Shannon Sharp done broke the internet, baby, and we only 7 days in, and he hit us
Mhm.
on about day 4.
Yep.
Because when I tell you, Cat Williams sat on that couch, and we literally, I saw somebody on TikTok say, this guy I follow, his name is Pearl Mania 500. If y'all want to go follow him on TikTok, but he said that wasn't even an interview. That was actually a comedy special
It
that
really
Cat
was.
Williams did on that couch.
It
That was a
really
comedy
was.
special.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Cat Williams literally turned everybody upside down. I mean, had Ludacris coming out of retirement and dropping some bars in the studio. I mean, every single person that he mentioned, except for Steve Harvey, that I haven't heard Steve say anything.
He probably
But
won't.
every single person has commented in response to Kat's interview. I ain't really heard nobody say Kat was lying though. That's interesting.
He's a Virgo
Um
man. I doubt that.
in Capricorn season, and baby, he did his big one.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which is,
He
I mean,
did his big one.
I
I
love
do I
people
give
don't talk
him
about it, be about it. And so he don't have to talk about a lot of shit. He's just been being about it. And in this instance, he was like, you know what? It's my turn to speak on everybody that's been speaking on me. And he did.
I
And
don't
said,
think people realize that though. I don't think that I don't think a lot of people realize that this is Cat's response. He didn't just come out the gate swinging. He's responding to some of these other comedians that sat on Shannon's
yeah.
couch: Steve Harvey, Ricky Smiley, Cedric the Entertainer.
Hmm.
He's responding to some of the things that they said and kind of shedding light on. Okay, well, since you wanted to bring that up, let me not only tell the truth about that, let me tell this story too. While we
Hmm.
pulling rabbits out the hat, let me pull mine out.
Hmm.
I enjoyed it. I
I
really
watched
did.
every 2 hour and 46. I watched the whole thing.
Same.
I watched the
Mhm.
whole thing. When I took Luigi out, I pulled that up on my phone and watched it. When I was going to my workout class, I was listening to it. It was hilarious. Now,
Mhm.
I think for me, what was really funny is like, I don't think that anything that he said in that comedy special was a lie, except I read 3,000 books a year when I
You
was a
said he
kid.
wrote 3,000, he read 3,000 books?
Like, it's like, oh, like, sir, come on. But also, it was just funny that he just threw that out there and said that, like, I was reading 3,000 books, da, 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 da. And it's just like, Cat, I don't know if that's true, but I do believe that they offered you the Money Mike role and that you helped write, Friday after, or,
Mhm.
yeah, Friday after next, and you was a part of that process to, like, get the character in there the way that,
Yeah,
he
because
was.
the thing about his character in that movie is it didn't seem like the role was written and Cat filled it. It seemed like Cat was the he that is who he is.
Yes,
Like how he said he wanted to change things up and he was like, "Oh, rape is never funny no matter who it happens to." Like who he was in that is exactly who Cat Williams is. It wasn't like he just
exactly.
played a role. He literally played
Exactly.
a better version of himself in a movie. So I
Literally
believe
could
that
not see Ricky
100%.
Smiley doing it, that's for sure.
Heck no. Mm-mm.
I don't need
Mm-mm.
because they don't even him and Katie. Oh, I guess her last name is Aubert. I thought it was Aubert, but the girl, the model, like she even looked good on Cat's arm. She wasn't going like
Mm,
not Ricky Smiley. No, that wasn't a good
mm-mm.
match. So I didn't even believe
Mhm.
that off the strength of the optics because they do
Mhm.
vision boards and they do put up inspiration pieces and Cat and KD look great together in the movie. Like it was believable. Her and Ricky
Yeah,
Smiley together would not have
it
been
wasn't gonna
believable because
mesh
he looks
well.
like a piece of beef jerky. He looks like a little wrinkly piece of beef jerky, bacon that was cooked too long.
Beef jerky
Yeah, it looks
bread.
like look. I mean, just pull up a pit. He kind of looked like a little piece of beef jerky.
I'm done with you.
The Jack Links,
OMG.
the Jack
Well,
Links
I heard that
kind.
Cat does have some type of, I don't know if it's a tour he got coming or some or a real actual comedy special, but I did hear that he has something coming down the pipeline, but I don't think Cat had to do any of this in order to sell the special or the show. He didn't have to do any of this. He
That
just did
special
it
was
just to
just gonna show
respond.
up on Netflix. That's all.
Mhm.
And then people's gonna be like, "Oh, y'all watch that Cat Williams," and then it was gonna go viral because
Mhm.
he's that
Mhm.
dude. Like I still, I will hug a tree and be like, "Fuck these goddamn lights." From his comedy special. Like, there's
Mhm.
tons of quotes. Well, you shouldn't have been talking shit. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's exactly what he did. He got up there and stood on business. You shouldn't have been talking shit. Because
Yeah,
now
and I
what?
think he's entitled to do so. Somebody's
Hmm.
did an interview and mentioned to him. Why can't he speak on it? Why can't he give his side of the
But I
story?
don't talk about y'all. I don't even like.
Mhm.
I knew Cat Williams was different when he was on Atlanta and he won that Emmy.
Mm.
Like you're different. Like you're one of those
Mm.
comedians that can transition and do the serious roles, like a Robin
Mm.
Williams or a
Mm.
Dion Cole in The Color Purple, if you've seen it. Um, it was the new Color Purple. That's a good one. You should see it. But anyway, comedians that can kind of do that dual thing, those are
Mhm.
the real talents. I've not seen Cedric the Entertainer take on a serious role and be completely
Mhm.
different than his jolly teddy
Mhm.
bear self. I've never seen Steve Harvey take on a serious
He
role
said Steven looked like a walrus.
and
He
said
can't even put his arms up.
Steve Harvey looked like Mr. Potato Head. He said, "Oh, BKB, I
So
died."
do you think Steve? I think you were saying you don't think Steve gonna respond and say anything about what Kat was
No,
saying about him. You don't think so?
mm-mm. He's just
Mm.
going. He's moving right on along. He ain't saying shit about that. And if he does,
Okay.
it's gonna be real. I think Steve Harvey feels like he's above it.
Mm.
Excuse me. Like I be, me and my wife, we go to Cannes, France, and shit. We on
Mm.
yachts and shit. We kick it with Magic Johnson and his family. I think he ain't saying shit about it. He not.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's just
I
not.
don't mind him taking a Beyonce approach. I don't mind it at all.
It served her
I still
well.
I still believe what Kat said was the truth though. But yeah,
I
go ahead
I,
and do what
want
you do.
I don't there's nothing that Cat Williams said that I was like he lying. I never felt that the entire time. I've watched enough of his stuff and we've seen his
Mhm.
career over time. I don't think he has any reason to lie. And then he was sitting up there with the
Mhm.
Fendi on. He good. He's good.
Mhm. Mhm.
He's good. I
I
loved
really
it.
enjoy. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know. Had you watched Shannon Sharp's Club Shay Shay? Had you watched or
I've
listened
seen
to his
clips, but I've
podcast
never just
before?
watched it.
So have you haven't seen the one that he does with Ocho Cinco?
I did see the one that he did with Ocho Cinco
I'm
because
trying to think of the name of it. I can't think of it, but I really enjoyed both of them. I really like the one with Chad better than just the one with just Club Shay Shay. But he is hilarious. You know what? It really warms my heart because when people talk about hitting a certain trajectory later in life, now Shannon Sharp has been that man since beginning of time because
yeah,
he was, he's been a sports athlete, and then he was doing what's the thing with Skip Bayless. He had the show with Skip Bayless on ESPN, but to see him now and to hit like he has like skyrocketed, like I think more people who didn't know who Shannon Sharp was because they may not be as delved into the sports world, definitely know him now just because of his podcast. I
mm-hmm,
really love that for him. He
mm-hmm.
lovingly refers to himself as I love that for you. I really do. Mm-hmm. He actually had just put a stat out on his page, and he is the number 2 sports podcast in Apple Podcasts and number 3 overall.
Very nice.
So yeah, I love that for and at the end when he was saying thank you, I don't know how to say thank you to everybody, but just thank you. I appreciate all the support. Love, Unc.
That's too cute. Yeah, I don't really like follow
Yeah.
him like that. But
Mm-hmm.
I watched the interview because of Cat Williams, not because of Shannon. I
Mm-hmm.
did watch that Ocho Cinco interview. He's so funny to me. I saw the interview when he was like, me and my kids. I took my 8 kids to Barbados for a
Mm.
family vacation, or maybe it was the Bahamas, but Shannon was like, "Is it true that you bought one outfit and you wore it every day on vacation?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I spent like $30,000 at Amiri, and I'm gonna let my kids
Mm,
get their stuff." He said, "But I'm getting one outfit and I'm gonna change my drawers and everything every day, but I'm putting that
mm.
outfit back on."
I know
He
that's
had me
right.
rolling. But
Yeah, so I just pulled it up. The name of their podcast together is called Nightcap with Unc and Ocho. It
I
is
like that.
so funny. It
Okay.
is hilarious.
Okay.
So
I'm gonna check
funny.
that
Yeah.
out. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
check that out. But yeah, no, I love that interview. Great way to go into 2024. Big Virgo energy. Stop fucking with me. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
don't come for me unless I
Mm-hmm.
send for you. And he very much
Mm-hmm.
did that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited to see what Cat Williams does next because now we all tuned in.
Right.
We're tuned
Yeah.
in.
Like I said, I think he has something coming out, so I think this will just blow it up even quicker. I think it would have
Mm-hmm.
blown up either way, but this will just blow it up quicker. Now
100%.
that he kind of reinserted himself back onto the scene, top of the
Yeah.
year. Now speaking of Dion Cole, because you mentioned the comedian Dion Cole, and you said he had a serious role in The Color Purple, which I didn't know. The Color Purple movie was released. Was it Christmas Day or the day
Yeah.
after Christmas?
Christmas Day.
Um, Friend, you were asking me in that same episode from last year about movies that I've seen, I think it was, and you
Yeah.
asked me about The Color Purple, and I told you, no, baby. I don't desire to watch us in any more slave projections. No, thank you.
It's not
So
a
no,
slave movie.
I have not seen the original version. I have not seen the version that just came out, and I don't want to. But I do want to talk about some of the conversations surrounding the movie, namely with Taraji P. Henson, some of the things that she has brought to light.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the new version?
I have twice.
Oh, okay. Twice. Wow. You must have
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed it, friend.
I went with a friend, and then my mom and my aunt and grandma. We all went together as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us what before we get into all of that. Tell us what you thought about the film, just as a standalone and in comparison to the original.
Fantastic. They did an
Okay.
amazing job. Um, I want Danielle Brooke. Well, let me back up. Fantasia Barrino, and the Academy Award goes to Best Actress.
Mm,
I
okay.
there were so many. There's a big musical number that Fantasia sings called "I'm Here," and I was stopping myself from like
Oh,
in the
but you know,
theater.
Fantasia do that to you. Her voice and the way she sing do it to you.
She This was her debut film. This is her first movie. She's never done a feature film before. So to see just to watch American Idol, the way we
Mm-hmm.
all voted for her and the career she's had since, Free
Mm-hmm.
Yourself is still my jam.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And what's the one that the guys even sing? I put your picture on my mirror when I see you.
oh yeah, the
Everybody sings
men's
that one.
love that song.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was phenomenal. It was so well done. Every
Mm,
actor did. They took on these iconic roles that have, that have infiltrated culture, Black culture. That was a big task. It was a big challenge for every single one of them. Danielle Brooks, Best Supporting Actress, and the Academy Award goes to just everybody. Just give them all of their. Even Taraji was such a good shug. Like, oh, it was fucking amazing. It was so
okay.
good, and they did wonderful. And
Okay.
I think the reason why Oprah is at the forefront of this film and making sure that she's doing press and that all the girls are doing press is because when the original Color Purple came out, um, the NAACP and Spike Lee and some others kind of boycott the film. They did not like the depiction of Black men. They did not like that Steven Spielberg was a white man that was like making an adaptation of Alice Walker's novel. He just
Okay. I didn't know any of
so
this.
they got nominated for
Give us
11
the
academy.
game, friend. I know you got it. Give us the game.
They were nominated for 11 Academy Awards, and I don't believe they won any.
Mm.
And it was in large part because of the way Spike Lee and different organizations felt about the subject matter of the movie and who was making it. So Steven
Okay.
Spielberg and Oprah are executive producers on this film, and I think there's a Black director. He directed Black is King for Beyonce,
Mm.
and so I think Oprah has really been trying to change the conversation around what the story really is. Yes, Danny Glover
Okay.
was a horrible mister, and Celie being raped 2 times by her father and her children being taken from her. Yes, all of that is, awful, but at the crux of the story, it's Celie finding love and
Mm,
understanding that it might not look the way you think it's supposed to with a man. She found love with a woman, and so
mm,
obviously, in the 1985 film, they could allude to it, but they couldn't really put it out there.
mm,
Celie and Suge have a special relationship. You just don't know that it's a romantic one. In this
mm.
film, because Taraji has the greatest eyes in the history of eyeballs, you can kind of understand that there's a little bit more there.
Okay.
Without being like we're lesbos, it's not like
Mhm.
we're not. They're not pushing it in anyone's face, and the
So in
story.
the 1985 film, was that understood though, but just understood that they weren't going to go there?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, because
Okay.
that's a Pulitzer Prize winning novel, so
Okay.
that everyone already kind of knew about The Color Purple because Alice Walker wrote it. Now Steven
Mm,
Spielberg, who's this huge filmmaker, is bringing it to life. He's
mhm.
got controversy because he's a white man doing this
Mhm.
film, and it's just like how you don't
Mhm.
know black stories. You're not black. You can't tell that story. So
Mm.
I think Oprah did a really great job by maybe Steven Spielberg is still going to be involved, but he's going to be involved from behind the scenes financially. We're going to get a black director, and I'm going to be at the forefront of the conversation about this film, which is about hope and redemption and forgiveness and
Okay.
you know, finding that opportunity to do better if you can. And,
Mm.
making it out of a horrible situation and still being positive because of the journey and where you were and where you are now. Very, very, I mean, I cried. I cried both times when I saw it both times. Like it was
Okay.
great. Um,
Okay.
every single actor, I'm blown away. It just makes me want to be an actor, but like
Okay.
I don't have that kind. Like it's a no. I'm just gonna get dressed on Instagram. That's it.
I don't know, friend. You had a star role. What was that? 2021?
Oh,
2020?
girl.
Listen, you never know what could be reignited. You never know. Never say
Mm,
never.
I won't. I
Okay.
won't.
So
Oh,
let's get into
I wanted
what?
to. There was a character. There's a young woman who played in The Color Purple that is on the list of topics. Miss Halle Bailey, who was
Oh, she was in the color
she was young
purple.
Nettie, and she's so good. She's so good.
I
People.
mean, I don't really know. It's her business, it's her body, and it's her
Hmm.
baby.
And
So, you
congratulations.
right, you wasn't fooling nobody though. Like we get it. You didn't want to say it, but you wasn't fooling nobody. It was very obvious that you were pregnant, that you were gonna have a baby.
Hmm.
Um, what's funny though is that when she made the announcement on her Instagram yesterday, apparently DDG didn't even know that she had done it. There's a video going around on TikTok of his friend calling him to say congratulations. And the friend knew because the friend had been around them, but he was
Hmm.
just calling to officially congratulate him on camera. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Oh, Hallie's post. Like she just posted, about Halo." And so he was like, "What?" Like he didn't even know. So I'm like,
Hmm.
"That's interesting that you both have been very hush hush about her being pregnant and y'all having a baby, and you didn't know that she decided to go ahead and post that there was actually a baby." I don't know. That was interesting.
I didn't
I
see
don't know what that
anything.
means.
Twitter was going up in flames once she
Hmm.
posted. She wasn't fooling anybody. The nose tell gives it away all the time. The nose and the titties. Because she has a small frame. I
Right. Somebody that small and then trying to hide it in clothes just made it more obvious.
yes. And everyone's like, it's her body, it's her business. Da, 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 da. She doesn't have to say if she doesn't want to. 100% correct.
Agree. Yeah.
But I'm not an idiot. And the
Mm-hmm.
most recent Disney princess can't be running around pregnant with her little rapper boyfriend unwed.
Mm,
So
mm.
if we're good, like let's call a spade a spade. These little girls that
What
have
do you
been going,
mean when you say that though, friend? Because I have some feelings about that viewpoint of it. Do
um,
you feel like the reason that she kept it as quiet as she could is because she was just Disney's Little
yes,
Mermaid princess and
yes,
she has a rapper boyfriend?
Not rapper boyfriend, but the Disney princess thing for surely. Like you've been on the red
Okay.
carpet being beautiful Ariel, all these little girls that were like, "Oh my god, she couldn't just be outside with no big ass belly right after that." And she's 23. So there was a few I think there was a few things. Now,
Okay.
this is all about respectability politics, which we don't really play into. And at 37, I'm free to do whatever the hell I want. This
Mm-hmm.
is how I feel. You just came off a Disney movie and got a fat ass check. You just came off of The Color Purple, got a fat ass check. Two great big movies. You have a Grammy award or a Grammy nominated song. You have worked hard.
Mm-hmm.
If you ran off to the island with your man and was doing some things and
Right.
and brought a souvenir home, that is your business and you are free to do that and you are grown. But I think the optics and her
Hmm.
being a public figure and her being a Disney princess and her being 23 and in a relationship, not married, the optics, I think, just as a public figure, made her want to be a little bit secretive about this situation. Kylie Jenner
Mm-hmm.
was pregnant at 20. We did not see her. We didn't see her because you had only been messing with Travis Scott for a couple months. He's, substantially older than you. And she got knocked up at 19, turned 20, but you never seen her. She wasn't trying
Mm-hmm.
to, you kept that a secret because people was going to talk about you.
Yeah.
So I
That's
think
true.
so. Hallie's over here like y'all are talking about my nose and my body and da 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 da. Stop playing like we can't tell. One and two that you're not you're keeping it a secret because you don't want backlash. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
that. Nobody wants backlash though. No, that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But yeah, she had a baby and we knew.
Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
I
Halo's a
just
great name.
I like that they named the baby a boy, Halo.
Halo. Yeah, that's Two
I've heard a
Chain's
lot of
son
girls
name.
named Halo, but no boys. But
Two
yeah,
Chain's son
I
is named
just
Halo.
sure is. You're right about that. Smart little boy too. I don't
And
know if you've
Q,
seen.
and
I don't know if you've
I
seen
have.
him do interviews with
I
him. Yeah, he was
have.
a
He's
smart
a
little
trip.
boy.
He is a
Hmm.
trip.
I don't know. I feel I understand everything you're saying, but at the same time, I just feel like I don't know. I don't like to play into stuff like that because when these boys be getting these women knocked up in their 20, they don't get the same backlash.
True.
Because what is the backlash actually about? The fact that you're 20 and you having a baby, and so society thinks that you are not mentally, financially, which couldn't be financially in Hallie's case, but you're not mentally or emotionally mature enough to take care of another human life. Well,
Yeah.
how is the man more adapt to do that, but the woman isn't, and she's the one who's literally going to be changing
Mhm.
in multiple ways because she's the one carrying and pushing out said that I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't like to play into stuff like that because I feel like when we allow things like that to happen, it snowballs into other issues.
Yeah.
We got to keep it hush hush, and then it becomes um us saying what is and isn't acceptable for women, and then it
Mhm.
becomes what when us saying what women can and can't do with their bodies, Roe v Wade. I just feel like it snowballs into, it seems so trivial and minuscule when we look at it as just that thing, but when we look at it overall in the grand scheme of things, I just feel like it is again a way that society polices women and polices women's bodies, and I just don't like it.
Yeah. Yep.
I really want somebody who has all of the things that you mentioned, coming off of the Disney movie, coming off of The Color Purple, having a rapper boyfriend, being 23 now. While I don't think that some of those things may be the best way to bring life into the world, I want somebody who is doing it their own way to stand 10 toes down on business with it and be like, and what was it?
And she
What
did.
was that?
She did.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah.
And that's iconic.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I
yeah,
want
we knew. Congratulations again. We've been told you congratulations, but
I
official
want to
congratulations.
know what the conversation was with Beyonce.
Hmm.
That's what I want to
Probably
know.
interesting. Um,
Mhm.
I still think it is. I think it's odd that they didn't have a conversation about her posting that. And so it's giving like, are y'all at odds? Are y'all not speaking? Like, is there trouble in
Paradise
like what's going
already? You
on?
just had the baby
because
down.
that's what because that's what I feel like the conversation with Beyonce would have been about. Not necessarily her having a baby, because I feel like women will adapt. we will transform into who we need to be for our children.
Yes.
Um, but I don't know, just DDG. I don't know much about the young man.
He rich.
And I think that's probably everybody's beef is that she's so well known and we don't really know him. So
He's well
it
known on
gives,
YouTube and Snapchat.
yeah, yeah, maybe with the younger
Yeah.
generation, but I guess, yeah,
Hey, look, if I was a young Disney princess getting money, I would be,
they probably different too. Let me be
like I
honest.
would be humping. Like what? It's my man.
Mhm,
I'm on the islands.
mhm,
We didn't have some little
mhm,
islandy cocktails. Yeah, I'm getting my hump on.
mhm,
So, well, we have a
mhm,
souvenir.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Congratulations to
Best
her.
of luck to all parties involved, mom, dad, and baby.
Yes.
And I don't want what's the other girl name? Chloe. Girl, don't come out swinging. Talking about my sister. Girl, relax. Your sister's a mom. She can fend for herself. She got it.
Her
We get you
career
the
is
big
gonna
sister,
go
but fucking
farther
sit
than
down,
yours.
huh?
Her career is gonna go farther than Chloe's.
Yeah, Chloe. That first album flop was like, girl,
Hmm.
okay.
I'm ready for Hallie's music post baby. She grown now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grown.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'm
continuing on
grown.
the conversation of the color purple, Taraji done dropped so many bombs about this goddamn movie that I am just
I'm
like,
like I'm. Go ahead.
I don't know, friend. I don't even know what to say because I felt like when we talked about last week about Oprah and or maybe I didn't. Did I talk about that on the podcast? I don't remember now. I'm getting things confused because I did talk about Taraji and Oprah on my TikTok and how Taraji at some point had come out and said, "Oh, there wasn't any beef, or
Yep.
Oprah
We
did
did
this
talk
when we
about this
talked."
last week.
But then in the same token, it's kind of like y'all was going through all this stuff, and with Oprah involved, I feel like people are side eyeing the situation because Miss Winfrey, you would have never worked with those conditions.
Exactly.
You would have never allowed the cast to get rental cars and drive themselves to set in Atlanta every day. You would have never allowed
Exactly.
any of that. You wouldn't have worked in that way. And so with you getting involved and being, in tandem with Steven Spielberg to put your name on the list, it's kind of like we do gotta hold you accountable, Miss
Well,
Winfrey. Come to the
Taraji is
carpet.
Oscar nominated. That's an Academy Award nominated actress. So off rip, she should have had everything.
Well, but what she said was when she said something to the person about can I get a driver or can security be picking me up, and they said, well, if we do it for you, we have to do it for everybody, and she was like, then do it for everybody. Like, what
Or
are we
no, you
even
don't,
talking
because they
about?
not Oscar nominated. The fuck?
But I feel like though they may not be Oscar nominated, there seem to be some norms, some just things that you do when you are working on movie sets, and particularly a movie of this
Magnitude.
caliber,
Yes,
where
yes.
that is should have been the expectation. That should have been the bottom baseline, bare minimum.
And
Like
y'all making
nobody,
a movie in Georgia. It's not like y'all in some like exotic locale. Y'all in Georgia.
right,
That should have been a
right.
no brainer.
Yeah, I just like damn Sarachi. How many more bombs you gonna drop about this thing? Because first you told us you had to be, fighting tooth and nail to
To
get
get
what you
some
wanted to get what you deserve to be paid for the movie, and now you're telling us that they were giving y'all rental cars and telling y'all to drive yourself to work. What?
no one Oprah wasn't driving her ass to set. I don't
That's what
get
I'm
I
saying.
don't get that. I really
Yeah.
don't get that. And then I don't know. The black people don't seem to be too fond of Miss Oprah these days. They don't rock with her. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to see some things, just some patterns of behavior with her. Like when she was doing the press run for the movie. Why are you here?
Well, I wondered the same thing because I was like, I thought Oprah wasn't in the movie, and then when they say she's not, I'm like, well, then why is her face in the front of everything?
Because Spike Lee and the NAACP ain't gonna play with y'all this time.
But my thing
That's
about
what I
that
think.
is if you were gonna do that, why weren't you handling things on the back end so that Taraji didn't have to, give this? I don't want to call it a smear campaign, but she didn't have to talk about all these disparaging things that were happening as the movie was going on. You want to
Hmm.
be involved? Be involved.
Hmm.
Things like that shouldn't be
You were a
happening.
billionaire. You had more than enough money to make sure everybody had car service. So
Yeah. I don't know. I think some, people have long whispered about. I see. This is why I'm getting confused because I feel like we didn't record because of Christmas,
hmm
and I was still talking about some things on TikTok. So I'm getting confused about what I talked about on here versus there. But what I know I had talked about on TikTok was the fact that people have been whispering for a while about not just Miss Winfrey, but Mr. Perry.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about these black actors who are getting these roles and not getting paid what someone like Taraji P. Henson should be getting paid and having to fight, like she said, oh, I had to fight on Empire just not to get a trailer infested with bugs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. It's like when you have people like Tyler Perry involved, which I know he didn't have nothing to do with this, but I'm bringing him up for a later point. But when you have somebody also like Oprah Winfrey involved, it's hard to fathom how something like that could be going on for a woman of her caliber and her notoriety. So if you want to be in the forefront of, you want to be, the camera in your face during the press run, I want to know why when the movie was going on, people was having to be fighting for.
Mm-hmm. Simple things that.
Right. Because my question is, if Taraji was talking to someone about wanting a car to pick her up, who was she talking to? You?
Right.
And if she
Right.
wasn't talking to you, why didn't she just go to you if she knew that you was going to fix the issue? Why was there
Yeah.
an issue to begin with?
Yeah.
So I think that's another reason people looking at her sideways, like you was dealing with this and Oprah was involved. And
Yeah.
Oprah, when you was giving out all these cars and vans and trips and homes to these white women, I don't think they had these issues. So I'm confused as to why you involved now in all these black people things and black people having issues.
Mm-hmm.
It don't look good, and I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
I don't like it
I'm
at
very
all.
shocked that with Taraji's resume as a Academy Award nominated actress, someone that led a TV show on Fox,
Mm-hmm.
was in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt. That's what she got her nomination
You heard her. She
for.
said she got paid on that.
What did she get? I didn't hear that.
I think she, yeah, I think she said something real low, like 10,000, 25,000. I'm gonna Google it while we talking about it. Yeah, it's gonna make you do just like that when I tell it to you.
Ain't no way.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that you know I'm glad that she's sounding the alarm, and I hope that
Excuse
there's.
me. She got paid $150,000 for
Mm,
Benjamin Button, and Brad Pitt got paid $1 million.
what the fuck?
Yeah, and she said she asked on Benjamin Button. She asked for 500,000, and she got 150.
What?
Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Brad got 10 million for Benjamin Button.
And she got 150,000?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
no.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
ma'am. Even though she asked for 500,000, you mean to tell me you paying this man 10 million and you can't give me half a million?
Right, you got it. You have the money.
I think I would be up. I think I'd be just as upset as Miss Henson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
shocked to see her sound the alarm the way that she was, but she could do that.
Mm-hmm.
No one's gonna not work with her. No one's gonna not
Right.
work with her. So,
Right. Right. She's proven herself far too much.
man, in a major way, and on
Mm-hmm.
in movies and television.
Mm-hmm.
And now we know,
And
and she could do a musical
this,
too.
this whole thing reignited. The reason I brought up Tyler Perry is because when Taraji started talking about this whole thing reignited the conversation that Monique had been trying to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that because of who Taraji is and because of maybe the way that she did it, like Taraji was being interviewed and she kind of dropped these bombs, whereas Monique came on the scene big, black, and loud, talking about I'm not getting paid right. And so things
Big
were
black and loud.
taken a different way. But
Yes,
I bring up Tyler Perry because Taraji said that the first person to pay her what she pay her the 500,000 that she asked for was
was
Tyler
Tyler
Perry.
Perry. Yep.
Somebody else asked the question, okay, so you asked Tyler Perry for $500,000 and he gave it to you. Tyler Perry was the first person to pay you what you asked, but did Tyler Perry pay you what you were worth?
Mm.
And that's one question. Now, the thing about that is the reason that Monique got looped back into the conversation is because now I didn't even know this part. I didn't even really understand all of the encompassing Monique story
Mm-hmm.
until Taraji started talking and the thing with Monique got brought back up. When
Mm.
Monique did Precious, it was a very small film. It had
Yep.
went to Sundance and it blew
Independent.
up.
Yep.
And then Tyler Perry and Oprah got behind it, brought it to, I guess, the bigger screen. And then it started to get nominated for Don't give me the line. I don't know if it was Emmys, Golden Globes, Oscars, or whatever the case may be. Now,
Monique won the Oscar for it, so it got nominated. It went. It did the whole. They did the award circuit.
so the thing that Monique was saying about the whole Oprah and Tyler Perry, and I'm just pulling this up because I want to make sure I have the figures right. But Monique was saying when I was approached to do Precious, it was a small film. She was only paid $50,000 for it when she
Mm-hmm.
worked with Lee Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
They got paid $50,000, and they did not know, of course, that Precious was going to turn into what it turned
Mm-hmm.
into. Had no idea she would be getting no Oscar for it because, again, it wasn't even going to be in theaters. This was just a small film that they were doing. Now, when Oprah and Tyler got behind it, and it became bigger, and she did start to get the nominations, they wanted her to go on a press run,
Yep.
and she said,
Play the game.
"Okay, well, I got paid $50,000 to do the movie." But if you want me to now get back on the road for this movie and leave my family and make additional obligations outside of what Lee Daniels and I agreed that 50,000 was for, I don't work for free.
Mm-hmm.
And they did not want to pay her.
Didn't want to. I mean,
So
they
my
didn't want to give her
question is,
glam, hair, makeup. They didn't want to do anything.
they wanted her to do it all on her own, and so she was like, "No." Now, why would people say that would make Monique difficult to work with? Because Tyler, you're not doing nothing for free,
Hell
and
no.
Oprah, you ain't doing nothing for free. Yet you expected this black woman to do it for free. So why was it so easy for Tyler to pay Taraji 500,000? Okay, for a movie that y'all hadn't even started, y'all was just in talks of working together.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you know what Precious is doing. You see it getting nominated. You don't want to pay Monique another dime.
That doesn't make sense to
I
me.
didn't know all of that, encompassing all of that, until Taraji started to talk, and then people said, "Oh, but Monique been told y'all that this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
She been said this, and y'all weren't listening."
Mm-hmm.
Had you listened to Monique then, maybe some of this conversation that Taraji is having about working on these sets and being in these bug infested trailers, maybe we would have been able to walk this back because it wouldn't have been happening as much.
Mm-hmm.
But Monique was a little bit too big, a little bit too black, and a little bit too loud, and
Mm-hmm.
so people couldn't hear her.
Mm-hmm.
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 Hate that for the girls.
I do. I do as
Mm-hmm.
well, and especially Taraji because that is a national treasure. Like
Mm-hmm.
we know her from Baby Boy. Like
Mm-hmm.
from Baby Boy to Suge Avery. Like, come on, that is a career, honey. Like
Mm-hmm.
she no, she's no Viola Davis, but she's not, you know,
But she's Taraji in her own
she's not
right.
Issa Rae. She's not new to this. You know, she's
Well,
true
she's
to
not
this.
Brad Pitt, but she's also not $150,000 movie for somebody that's getting paid 10 million.
First, and she took care of Brad Pitt as he aged backwards. So that role was an actually prominent role in that film. And I wish he would have maybe he historically has been someone that advocates to make sure everybody gets paid and that these opportunities are being presented to black people. So I'm surprised by that. But then too, his people are negotiating these things and having these conversations. So it's not
Mm-hmm.
a conversation that Taraji and Brad Pitt are having. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Well, that was something else Taraji talked about, firing her team after
Mm-hmm.
the success of things like Benjamin Button and Empire,
Empire.
because she was saying as much notoriety and as much talk about me and my acting skills were being talked about, why y'all didn't have none lined up? Y'all didn't have no deals with nobody. Y'all didn't have nothing else
Nothing.
lined up.
Nothing
And
for
now
her.
I'm going to the table for additional movies or readings or castings, and they still want to pay me not what I'm asking. After all of this, say she fired the whole team. All y'all gotta go.
Well, because you guys work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say that this is
Mm-hmm.
what I want, I pay you and trust you to go in and to negotiate and make sure that that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm getting what I ask for, that means
But
y'all getting y'all money too. So help me
mm,
understand.
I hope in 2024 these conversations can be put to bed a little bit. Cause I'm just tired of talking about not just black women, but black people in general continuing to get the short end of the goddamn
Girl,
stick. Tired.
I'm ready.
Tired.
I want to see what this bonus is looking like because it was zero last year.
I'm waiting to hear it too, friend. Cause I remember how pissed you were last year.
I mean, he
Yeah.
didn't even want to. He didn't want to give me shit. He didn't want to give me nothing. He pocketed my shit.
Well, I think since then, the role that you've had to play at your job and with things happening the way that they did right after the whole bonus fiasco, you have more over proven yourself. So it's not even a question, I feel like, at this point of if you're getting a bonus. It's what is the bonus gonna be?
Yep. I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Yeah, let's hope. And then too, I hope we see Taraji more on the big screen
Mm-hmm.
doing things because she has not done anything in quite a while.
Hmm.
She hasn't done anything in a while. So
So what before the color purple, what was it then?
I don't even know. I think Empire was kind of like the last because doing a show like that is it takes up so much of your time. So you can't really you can commit to doing different things, but your number one job and your number one commitment is the TV show.
Mm.
I don't think she didn't she was like that's why you guys haven't seen me in a while because I didn't have anything lined up after Empire.
Mm.
So I don't think she's done
Okay.
anything. And there were
Okay.
probably opportunities presented to her and she said, "Well, this is how much money I want." They said, "Oh, well, we're going to give it to this girl because we can give her half." I think that was a lot.
Hmm.
I think that was happening a lot too. I don't think she didn't have opportunities. The money wasn't right.
Hmm.
Okay, well, if the money ain't right, then we're just going to find somebody who is going to say it's right. So,
Now, did you say that Taraji's won an Oscar or a Grammy before?
I don't know if Taraji got the Oscar, but she performed "Hard Out Here for a Pimp" with 3 6 Mafia after "Hustle and Flow," and
Okay.
their song won Best Original Song,
Okay.
and she
I'm just
performed
wondering
it.
if that's not that it's justifiable, but I'm just wondering if that's how people these people who are telling her they don't want to pay her what she's asking is that why they're justifying it? Well, you haven't won anything yet. Well, you're not Oscar nominated or Grammy award winning yet. So I'm
I
just
mean,
wondering that.
I think that's weird because Margot Robbie, who was a producer for Barbie and who played
Mm-hmm.
Barbie, I don't think she's having these issues. But I also know that she's a producer. She's a
Mm,
producer on the film, so she's in control of what's happening, literally from start to finish. Her
okay.
role in Barbie was much more than her getting dressed up, being pretty, and playing the doll. Like she was in the early community. She was having talks with the studios and having talked with the director and
Okay.
her husband is like her producing partner. So I think that's why she said I'm just going to have my own production company because I'm blonde, I'm pretty, they're not going to give me the roles that I actually really want to do, but I can create them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of how I think some other women who I wouldn't even say Margot Robbie's on Taraji's level, but she just came out the gate swinging with her career because Margot Robbie's 34, but she was in The Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio. She did
Mm.
I Tanya, which got Allison Janney an Academy Award, and I think she produced it. It's the movie about the ice skater Tanya Harding. Great film. She did really good in
Listen to
that.
our girl, y'all. Listen to our girl just giving it to us. You better tell us, Pasha.
She did she was Harley Quinn, which is like, oh my god. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
I think it's DC Comics, but like so she got the big budget action movie money and then they did an actual just Birds of Paradise movie with her. And so she's kind of been able to cultivate this community where my shit gonna be straight regardless. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think
Mm-hmm.
and Taraji's just not a producer. She's the talent. She's an actress.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
So in a like Margot Robbie's getting the money. She's not nominated for
Mm-hmm.
anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all don't
Mm-hmm.
need to be lowballing Taraji the way that you are. You just don't.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep and Viola Davis need to be making the same amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone's like, well, you're the black Meryl Streep, you're the black. Okay, well, pay me like you pay her then.
I hate when people say that. I hate with the black Meryl Streep. No, I'm Viola Davis.
Mm-hmm. But
Period.
I understand the comparison. They are peers. They are equal.
I do. I
100%.
do. I do. I understand the comparison, but
I'm not,
you
she's
know,
not the black Viola Davis
as
or the white
right.
Viola Davis. She's not the white
Exactly.
Viola Davis.
Exactly. Exactly. You want to compare me to her, but you wouldn't compare her to me, even though my body of work speaks for itself just like
Mm-hmm.
hers does.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I got the
yeah.
nominations and the wins. Like, come on. So,
Mm-hmm.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this conversation continuing and seeing what happens as a result. And I'm just, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping
Yeah.
for the
Me
best.
too. For all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whew, friend, this was a good one. We got our goals out and our favorite moments and some of the moments that have already taken 2024 by storm, even though she's already started. We just a week into the
7
new
days
year, baby.
in.
And listen, she has been packed with stuff so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, friends. So what you got planned for this week coming up?
What's today? The 7th. No plans. I'm in the gym every day. I'm going on vacation next week.
Okay.
Going to Turks and Caicos. I've never been. I didn't
Hmm.
even know where it was, and then I looked it up last week. It's in the Caribbean by like Jamaica and all those places where I was on a cruise. So I'm going there for a friend's birthday. So, drinking my lemon water,
Okay. Preparing
detoxing,
your body for the vacation this week sounds
preparing my
like.
body for the vacation. Work, of course. January is always quiet coming off of the holidays. So,
Okay.
um, one of my goals is to develop BBL allegations. I want people to
Mm.
wonder if I got my body done because I've been in the
Girl said
gym.
BBL allegations. I'm weak.
So, I'm just really focused on like my body, my health, and just my body
Okay.
and like how it looks, how it
Okay.
feels, what I'm putting in. So that is just kind of where I'm at for the
Okay.
for the year. Like I'm trying to look like a
Okay.
baddie. I mean, shit. The girls out here be looking good, and I'm not no spring chicken. So if I'm out here on the pro, I gotta look like something, and I can't be out here with no flabby belly and soupy loose booty. I can't be having that. And I'm not here. I'm not body shaming. Please do not misunderstand what I'm saying. I personally am 5'2". I can't be more than 135 pounds. It does
Mm-hmm.
not look good.
Yep.
I'm not.
I'm glad you said that about, I'm not body shaming, but this is my personal preference and how I want my body to look. How
Yes.
where my body looks its best when
Yes.
I'm at said weight, when I'm eating this way. Um, yeah.
So, uh,
Agreed. I'm shorter. I'm an inch shorter than you, friend. So I get exactly what you're saying. Cause listen, baby, it don't take but a few
uh
pounds,
huh.
and she is just looking a mess. And
Yeah.
as easy as the pounds add on, I gotta work double, triple hard to
To
get
get
them
them off.
back off.
This thing. This is hereditary. My family, we got
I've been
this.
looking at her. I've been looking at her.
But
Mm-hmm.
but
Me too.
the bigger I get, the more
The big.
it shows up, and I'm like, I don't like that.
I,
My
I have. I have to be a lot more conscious and aware of where I hold this.
girl.
Yeah, we can't be too low down here. We can't do it.
You sit taking
Yeah.
pictures like this. So-
Mm, we here, friend. We here. I'm with you. Okay.
and I have like a super round face, so I can't have I this is as sharp as the jawline's gonna be, so I can't have this. I can't have that.
Hmm. Well, to prepare for the week, I am. Maybe I'll tell y'all about it next week. Just because we had a super packed episode this week, but I'll kind of give y'all a heads up. I ain't gonna make it too long because to be quite honest, I'm tired of talking about it. But I'll give y'all kind of some back information as to what's going on with me and my current home in Orlando. Y'all know I moved on D, or you don't. If you don't know, follow me on TikTok. It was always joy. I moved on December 15th, and today is January 7th. It looks like before January 15th get here, I'm gonna be I'm moving on up out of here. So I'll give y'all some more information about that next week. So this week, what I'm doing is preparing for that transition to likely happen. Trying to stay busy with content. I got a little quick video I'm gonna put on TikTok now before I head out and go grab me some lunch. Just about this
Ooh.
eye serum, cream, whatever it is that I got from Target about a month and a half ago that I really feel like has helped my dark circles.
Hey.
Um, what else? I got a skin talk series coming out on my TikTok page. So if you want to know what products you should be using, depending on your skin type, whether it's dry, oily, acne prone, sensitive, you want to get in on that series that is going to be coming out. Y'all know I told y'all what my goals were. So when y'all hear me on the podcast telling y'all what I got planned for my TikTok page, don't be confused or thinking I'm talking about it too much because we got to get to 100K by June, and we got to get it. We got to get those brand deals. So that's all I'm working on this week. Looking forward to it being a good, productive, busy but productive week,
Yes.
and me still trying to not limit my social life. I'm gonna go somewhere today. I'm gonna find me another place to get some sushi.
Cute.
I'm on a hunt for my favorite sushi place in Orlando. I
Okay.
guess I probably could make that a whole TikTok series. I didn't record yesterday. I just wanted to enjoy me kind of taking a break from everything that was going on. But I don't eat fish, y'all. Just so you know, I do not eat fish. So when I'm getting sushi, it's either got crab, lobster, or shrimp in it. Just to be clear. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm excited for next week's podcast. Pasha and I were talking about something on the phone yesterday that I really want to make an episode. I think it is going to do. I think it's going to be a good follow up to our dating life in 2023, which we talked a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think now that things have kind of settled with some of the things and dates that we were going on, we will be able to talk a little bit more openly about it, a little bit more freely about our real life experiences
Mm-hmm.
with dating in 2023. Some of the things that we think hindered the success of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for next week's episode.
Me too.
It'll be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
Make sure you're tuned in,
Have
and
your
we'll be able to
tea.
stream that one.
Have
We'll
your
be able to stream
tea.
that one. I've been streaming the podcast on my TikTok page, but TikTok banned me for a week because she didn't like something I said. But next week, the ban will be lifted. So when we talk about it, we going to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So that's all I got for today, friend.
All righty. I don't have much else
Okay.
either.
See y'all next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.